Hey, what's going on, guys? What's happening? YouTube, you guys have tuned into Rules for Rebels. Just got out of the gym, got a few minutes to kill. Figured we'd knock out a video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how those poor rich folks in the Hamptons are having to mow their own lawns. The one guy in this article had to figure out how that weed cutter thingy worked. He didn't even know to call it a weed whacker. At restaurants, people are having to wait longer for their meals. Certain restaurants are only opening 5 days a week instead of 7. These Hamptons housewives aren't able to get their hair done. We've done a couple articles recently talking about the labor shortage and the worker shortage, and I was just trying to find a comment. I was having a hard time finding it, but my buddy Coco had commented something to the effect of, unless you pay people better, there's not going to be anybody to do a lot of these services that we need. And that's kind of what this article is all about. There are worker shortages all over the place. I'd commented in a recent video about how a buddy of mine was stoned and trying to get some Taco Bell, and 3 different Taco Bells within the area were closing at 6 p.m. because they were dealing with worker shortages. And so, all over the country, there's worker shortages in warehouses, in trucking, in hotels. Really, the hospitality industry has been hit especially hard in restaurants. But one thing that's kind of unique about the Hamptons, there's kind of a perfect storm going on. So the Hamptons is, super ritzy area. A lot of rich people from New York and the Northeast have, summer homes in the Hamptons. And so first off, you have a lot of people who are priced out of the Hamptons to begin with, but where they got their workers in the past was, I guess they brought over a lot of foreign workers who would come over on visas and work seasonally. Well, with, COVID and the borders being shut down, they can't bring over a lot of these seasonal workers. I guess another thing that's going on, a lot of the housing stock that the seasonal workers would have lived in the past has actually been bought up and taken over by people fleeing New York, people trying to get away from the lockdowns, people trying to get away hoping Andrew Cuomo doesn't kill their grandma. So I guess a lot of homes that previously nobody would have wanted to buy and live in all the time in the Hamptons, they used to be basically like housing for staff. They'd take a big house and turn it into 7 or 8 rooms, and you'd have 7 or 8 people living there, obviously with more affordable rent, and they're able to live in the area and then work in the area. Well, with everybody fleeing New York, trying not to let Andrew Cuomo kill their grandma and grandpa, a lot of people have bought up these houses that previously nobody had an interest in or wouldn't have been bought up. And so now there isn't this housing stock for the workers. I guess traffic from New York City is especially bad. So this whole combination of factors has led to a shortage of workers in the Hamptons. Everyone from gardeners to hairdressers to restaurant staff to golf caddies and people to run the shops and everybody else. I picked out one story that we're going to cover, but if we can look at a bunch of them here. I own 2 hotspots in the Hamptons that are busier than ever, but the worker shortage is crushing us. I had to buy a lawnmower. Rich Hamptons resident and tourist struggle amid labor shortage. Mass labor shortage in exclusive Hamptons, leaving the rich to cut their own lawns. Labor shortage causes havoc in Hamptons restaurants and salons. A worker shortage is causing chaos in the Hamptons. And we're going to take a look at this article from Business Insider. The labor shortage is causing havoc in the Hamptons with understaffed restaurants, beauty salons booked up for weeks, and nobody to mow the lawns. Bullet points from this article: Hamptons residents and businesses say they can't find enough workers. Soaring rents and a ban on visas for temporary workers is making it hard to live and work there. A restaurant owner is doubling as a handyman. A resident said he'd taken to mowing his own lawn. So let's hop into this article. Hamptons residents and businesses are scrambling to find workers during the growing U.S. labor shortage. And one said he had to take off his $800 sneakers to trim the weeds because a landscaper didn't show up. I had to buy a lawnmower and cut my own lawn. I wanted flowers planted behind the pool. The landscaper didn't show up and I had to do it myself, one Hamptons resident told Vanity Fair. My brother just showed me how to use this thing that trims weeds. You mean a weed whacker? Yesterday, I finally did that. I had to take off my $800 sneakers off first, but it was actually satisfying. This comment seems so ridiculous. It almost seems like it's trolling. Like, I had to figure out how to use this weed cutter thing, but first I had to take off my $800 sneakers. A combination of soaring rents across Long Island, laws that crack down on shared housing, and a previous ban on visas for temporary workers has made it difficult for people to live and work in the area. Local businesses such as restaurants and beauty salons say they can't find enough workers to do the job. Eric Lemonides, a co-owner of Almond Restaurant in Bridgehampton, told the New York Times that he'd had to close his restaurant 2 days a week because he can't find enough cooks. It's just been harder than it's ever been before, he told the Times. He's taken on multiple other roles, power washing the sidewalks and becoming the restaurant's handyman because there's no one else to do it, he said. Demand is also sky high at the moment. Eric Erdem, who owns Southampton Hotspot 75 and Blue Mar, said he's been completely booked out since he reopened at the start of June. Other businesses say they have week-long waiting lists. Annie Barton, the owner of Salon and Day Spa in Amagansett, told the Vanity Fair that the phone is ringing off the hook and her employees are working nonstop from the minute they arrive to the minute they leave. Everyone's going for the natural look this year, one Hampton resident told Vanity Fair, describing how impossible it is to get a booking at a beauty salon this summer. So we're going to keep this one kind of short and sweet. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If so, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, click that subscribe button below. And let me know what you guys think. Will this continue into the fall? You know, will people start returning to the hospitality industry once the eviction ban runs up and enhanced unemployment comes to an end? Or will this be an ongoing problem? Will people move into other industries? Would love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next video.